Hi everyone, in this video we will see how to use the count function in Excel. Count function counts the number of rows which has a number in it. So basically if I take English, under English these cells all have numbers in it. So if I were to use the count function, it would give me the total number of cells which has number in it. Let's see using an example. So in order to use the count function, we use is equal to count and provide the range of values and then enter. So it gives me the number 10. Now let's see what happens if we use the count function for name, because under name you have all text characters and there are no numbers. So if I use count, select the range of values, count in this case brings 0 because there are no numbers in the cells, all of them are text. Now there's another function called count A. Count A counts the number of rows in which text is there. In the case of name, instead of count, if I use count A and provide the range of values, it shows me 10. Count A counts the number of cells in which text are there. So let's see what happens if we use count A for this in which numbers are there. So I'll say count, it still brings 10. It means count A does not differentiate between number and a text. So if a cell has some value in it, it counts it. Whereas count will only work with numbers. Numbers are not there, it will return 0. So this is how count and count A function works in Excel. Excel also provides another easier way to know the count of rows. So I select the range of cells. If you go below here towards the bottom on the taskbar, you can see count is equal to 10. So Excel directly shows number of rows basically, and this will work for both text as well as numbers. So this is a quicker way of knowing the count, but you still have the count and count A function in case you want to use it. There's also the count blank function that you can use to check the empty cells in a range. Let's say I have 2 blank cells. I can use count blank, provide the range, and it will give me the number of empty cells in a range. But if there are spaces in a cell, then it won't consider it as blank, in which case it will reduce the count by 1 since in this cell I put spaces. So that's the use of the count blank function. Next, we'll take a look at the COUNTIF and COUNTIFS function. So in COUNTIF, basically you can count number of cells based on specific condition. So here in this case, I'm using the COUNTIF function. I'm trying to find out how many Johns are there in this range. So you give the range and then provide the search criteria. So it returns 3. There are 3 Johns here. You can also give search criteria such as greater than 10. So for instance, in here I'm trying to find out how many cells were greater than 10. So use COUNTIF, provide the range, and within that provide the search criteria. So there are 3 cells in which the cell is greater than 10. There's also the COUNTIFS function in Excel. It's similar to COUNTIF but lets you specify additional conditions. So here in this case, I want to know how many times did John sell a phone. So in that case, I use the COUNTIF. I then provide the first range, that is the salesperson's range. So within that I look for John, and then I look in the product column, and there I look for phone. So that way I can find out how many times did John sell a phone. So John, there are 3 instances of John here, but only here has John sold a phone. You can also use wildcard when using COUNTIF. So let's say here I'm trying to count all the John in this range. Now if I just give John, it returns me only this value, only one, this. It doesn't count this one, and neither does it count this one. So now if I use John star, it returns me 2. It counts this one and this one. For it to count this one as well, I need to give a star before John as well. Now it will count 3. So use asterisk to match several characters, but you also have the question mark in case you want to match only one character. So you can use conditional counting, that is COUNTIF, to count sales greater than specific number, or to count cells containing certain words. You can count dates in a specific month. You can even use count with wildcard. Similarly, you can use COUNTIFS to check for multiple conditions such as sales greater than 1000 and in the north region. So that's how you use the count function.